You can get any skill. You can triumph over any peace if you can get yourself in a state where you will not settle for less than you can be or do or give or create. There is nothing like the human will when you don't play the middle game to play safe because you're afraid of failing. Because we're all afraid of failure. Because what does failure mean to most people? Failure means rejection. Failure means I'm not enough. The deepest fears people have is that they're not enough, and if they're not enough, they won't be loved. But you'll always make it if you can find something you care about more than just the money of the business. You need some sort of purpose or mission. And if it's there, that's what's going to drive you through the times when you're disappointed, because we're all going to be disappointed. That comes with the territory. But the secret is, do you let disappointment destroy you or drive you? If you turn disappointment into drive, you'll always win. If you put disappointment into hesitancy, into pullback, into fear, you will lose. That's why I said it's not a game for wannabes. Think about it. What's the difference between fear and faith? They're both powerful forces. They can destroy your life or create your life. Fear and faith, they're both your imagination, because no one knows what the future will hold. Fear is imagination undirected. If you don't direct your imagination, it's like weeds. You don't have to plant weeds, they grow automatically. The nature of the human brain is about survival. If you don't take it over, your survival instinct will drive you, and that's not going to make you successful. Faith is imagination directed. You decide what to imagine. You decide to see the victory so often, over and over again, that it develops certainty, and then the certainty inside you actually gets you to take the actions and learn the lessons to get to where you want to go. So you have to decide. You have to draw a line in the sand. If you come here just to learn skills, you'll be very happy with all the skills, but what will change you is a transformation in your own identity, where you see it as something greater than just the nuts and bolts of your living, but you see it as something that can be mastered. That the more patterns you recognize, the stronger it is. But I want you to notice now, it's not just the patterns of the business, it's the patterns of you. And it's the patterns of your partners. And they're all going to be different. And by the way, what an incredible gift, because you have to keep growing a business. If you don't grow, someone else is growing and they're going to take you out. So the beauty of it is you have to constantly grow. And what's the only thing that makes humans happy? Progress. That's it. If you're not where you want to be, but you're making progress, you're going to be happy. If you're overweight, but you start losing weight, start doing the right things, you're going to be happy. If your relationship is shit and you finally step up and say, I'm going to break through, I'm going to bring the shit up, I'm going to deal with it, starts to improve, you're going to be happy. You're not happy by getting what you want, you're happy by progress, because progress equals growth and growth equals life. Everything in life grows or it dies. A business, your business, is growing or dying right now. There's no plateaus. Relationship is growing or dying, and you are growing or dying. And when you get that, the beautiful thing about business is it magnifies it all, because it has a feedback mechanism immediately called profit and loss, called unhappy or happy clients or customers. That's the beauty. You're entering a game if you understand it. Some of you have been in the game, but maybe it's time to re-enter it with a new psychology. I'm doing this as my spiritual development, my physical development, my financial development, my relationship development, my mission. This is unbelievably cool to have something that can measure me. Most people don't want to talk about things that can be measured, by the way. Most people don't want to talk about their income, for example, or finances. It's rude. Why is it rude? Because it's measurable. And people don't want to feel less than. Fat shaming. If somebody says you're a little overweight, I used to say I'm a little overweight. No, I was fat. That's what I was fat. A little overweight. I'd say it's because I'm big boned. I have the same bones as I had then, and I'm 38 pounds lighter, right? We're so afraid, so you can't say anything about somebody's body, because it's measurable. So people talk about how spiritual they are. Isn't that wonderful? Why do people pick spirituality, for example? Because you can't measure it. I'm so spiritual. If you question me, see, you're not spiritual because you're questioning me. You're a doubter. You don't even understand. You're not a believer. Or, I think you're full of shit. See, you're mean. You're not spiritual. See, there's no way to measure your spirituality. You can be a weak suck and just call yourself spiritual, and then now you're okay. You decided to enter an arena that is real, where you will be measured, where there's immediate feedback. That's painful, but it's powerful, and it's unbelievably rewarding when you learn the patterns. And here's the good news, they're not unlimited. But you gotta keep learning them and growing and expanding, and by the way, as you get bigger, you have bigger challenges and bigger solutions. I mean, think about it. If you're not where you wanna be, it's because you have a comfort zone. And that comfort zone's different for everybody, depending on where you are, what stage of life you're in, how long you've done business, how much you've really learned about business. You know, if you want to be good at something, you got to make it a study. You can't hope. Hope is not the strategy, but that's what we do in most cases. And in business, most people get in business because they go, wow, I can do this. I'm the most important person in this company. I write the software. I make the sales. I do the negotiations. I do the fashion design. But they don't realize till they start the business, it's okay. You want a green suit? I'll make you a green suit. But when you go to scale, you want a green suit? Step under the green light. You have to do things at scale. You have to do it differently. You have more people. You got to depend on it. It's a very different game. It's not so easy. You learn that you're not the most important person. You're part of it. So I want you to get, it's got to be for you something that you're made for, or you should probably get out because you're wasting time. And if it is something of that nature, then you got to get all in on learning. And it can't just be these 5 days. I'm going to give you everything these 5 days. You're going to be out of your mind by the end of the 5 days. However, this has got to be ongoing. It's still for me ongoing. Why am I going in and interviewing these people? Yes, I want to bring that to people, more learning, but I'm also learning every time. Going, holy shit, that's such a great distinction. Bam. And all of a sudden, I can do more with my pinky than I used to do working 20 hours a day. That's what you want to get to. Anyone can get there, no matter where you are. If you're starting from nothing, you can get there. You probably may be expected overnight because of technology. It won't be overnight, but you can get there faster than you think. Can you feel the difference in your body when you're in that state versus your general state? That's why your psychology has to be your monitor. You got to ask yourself, 0 to 10, where's my certainty? If that thing's at 5, 6, 7, you better do something quick or you're wasting time. Because whatever you do will not produce the result you want. And then the lack of result will make you less certain you can do it. It becomes a negative feedback loop. Because people that are socially conscious, call themselves socially conscious, have mixed emotions because money is a very mixed thing for them. They think money is bad. Serving people's good, but money's bad. I used to do that. That's how I know it. It's like I would lose money constantly and be somewhat proud of it until I got to the point where I couldn't sustain the business. I was going to lose my employees. I considered my family. I put everybody at risk because I didn't build a margin in the business because I was trying to do everything for the cheapest price to the customer. But then I'd overspend on what I wanted to deliver for them. And I had to learn that lesson. I had to finally get to the point where I could resolve something that hasn't been resolved in some people. If you could be smarter, should you do whatever it takes to maximize your capacity and your intelligence? You have to resolve those inner conflicts, otherwise you won't do these things. Now you're still going to be afraid, that comes with the territory of taking something on, but you can do it anyway, that's courage, right? We talked about that. But for you, you just have some mixed associations and you got to draw a line in the sand about what you're going to be, or there is another option. You go get a partner who's a great manager leader. And if you really want to scale and you prove you got something strong enough, you find an entrepreneur who knows how to make money and build something and expand it and will take the risk. And then you stay the great artist because every company needs a great artist. So you've done a good job of pushing yourself, but you've pushed yourself to a point. So you have to decide, am I going to push myself into gladiatorship, or am I going to hire a gladiator or partner with a gladiator and we'll do it together? Forward doesn't always get you want to go, but it moves you forward to find the next step, to find another insight. Sometimes the problem moves you forward, doesn't it? It's not the